Hi, I'm LaShawn Jenkins with Notary Institution, and today's video is actually going to be about my apologies. It's going to be about why do you need to get the National Notary Association background check. That question is probably the most common, it's not the most commonly asked question, but it's one of the many questions that is like sent to my inbox, email, or any type of way, but it's normally the most commonly asked question that people will ask is they'll ask, well, why do I have to get another background check if my state did a background check? And I researched, it's a valid question, for people to ask, especially if you feel like you already spent your money doing the background check for your state. You want to make sure that the next when you're spending your money, that is a reason that you need to be spending your money. So with that being said, I'm going to go over the biggest difference between the National Notary Association background check versus other states. And I can't go into all 50 states or 51 or how many states there is nowadays, but what I can do is tell you exactly why the National Notary Association has their own background check that a lot of lenders slash mortgage professionals tend to look at. One, they look at it is because that the National Notary Association, it goes back as far as like 10 years. And that's the requirement that some of the lenders require to have to go back as far as 10 years. Some state background checks may only go back to 7 years or 4 or 5 years. Also, you have to take into consideration of where the states are getting their information from. Some of them, they're not searching through the same databases. Some people are using different databases that only provide certain information, but with the National Notary Association, they made sure to cover several different things. So here, actually, I can pull up their website, and they pretty much tell you, they pretty much tell you exactly what they cover to other states. And I want to make sure that I do include this link on the video. So this information particularly that I'm talking about right this second is directly from the website, and I'm going to read to you exactly what it says here on the website. So it says that the NA background screening includes identity verification, residence verification, federal criminal record database search, residence county criminal record search through court records and out of database. So with that being said, that is what sets it apart from everyone else. So I'm assuming that the states have a database that they look through, but this one actually looks through the court records. Also, it looks through state motor vehicle records, and also an Office of Foreign Assets Control list, also known as the terrorist list. Okay, so with that being said, also some states, they don't look into the motor vehicle accident. Reports. So that's a huge difference between their background check and your states. And here, I'm going to provide that link too, and make sure I copy and paste it so I make sure it's in. But if you are a person, if you're wondering, you see, I believe, unless they change the fees, because prices change, I believe it's $65 for the National Notary background check, but you also take the National Notary exam with that. So with that, it's $65. But say if you're not sure if you're going to qualify for a background check, for the Notary Signing Agent. You may have passed your state background check, but they're including your driving history. There's certain things that might actually disqualify you based upon that. So with that being said, they actually created a checklist of things, of items. They tell you how many points it'll be off to result in a disqualification. And there's certain things on here that will give you automatic disqualification. Basically, it says an accumulation of 25 points will automatically disqualify you. And they have the crimes here, exactly which ones will disqualify you. And even, wow, they have a whole failure to obey a stop sign worth 4 points. So that's the biggest difference. Because I'm pretty sure the state is not including tickets as a reason to not get your notary commission. But each state is different, so who knows. But that is the biggest difference that I see, is that they are including everything in your background as a qualification. Leaving the scene of an accident. That's a felony. Yeah, I was just making sure because it was on the low end, but it is worth the 25 points. Non-moving violation, 2 points, and it takes 25 points. But I mean, if you have quite a few, violations on your license, I can only imagine, how you can actually disqualify like pretty quickly. And they go by 10. They go far back as 10 years. Yeah, it's a 10-year search. And then not only that, they're searching every county that you ever lived in, and they're taking that into consideration. So with that being said, that is the biggest difference, because we would have to look at some other states. I know California does a fingerprinting, but I'm sure it's nothing as far as with you running a stop sign to not get your notary commission. Yeah, it's really major out here. But that is the biggest difference. The National Notary Association, it covers everything. So moving violations can actually disqualify you for the background check with them. So just a heads up before you actually go pay for it, because even though we're in the business to make the money, but the goal, in order to make the money, you have to keep your expenses down. So with that being said, I wanted to provide the link in the video at the bottom so that you can look to see if you actually qualify before you even pay your $65 towards this background check. And you may not even qualify. We don't need to waste their time, and nor do you need to waste your time nor your money on something that you may not even qualify for. And then, there's ways that you can actually get things off your record, but I'm not a lawyer, so I can't give you advice on how to do it. I can just recommend you to go to a lawyer. But just a heads up on what you should know about the National Notary Association background. So if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to send me a message via Facebook at the Notary Institution, or you can send me an email at the notaryinstitution@gmail.com. I'm going to head out. I'm going to study some more content for you. Like I said, if you have any questions, any video content ideas, you're more than welcome to drop them below in the comments. And everyone, y'all have a great day.